Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, where you can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Dainese Torque RS In boot available at RevZilla.com. So the Torque RS In is the successor for the Torque Pro In boot from Dainese, and there's some subtle changes moving forward. The first major change actually is that it's now a CE certified boot, passing the new European safety standards. Also moving into 2013, they've made some key changes. The first that you're going to notice is they've re-optimized their Velcro scheme here at the top. Remember, this is an in boot. It's going to go underneath the suit. They're the only manufacturer that's currently building race boots that do that. And that started with Valentino Rossi. The step up from here is the really exotic pro level Axial Pro In. The Torque RS In will also go under the pant leg or the leg of your race suit. So most Dainese suits are going to have the interior Velcro, the bottom of the shin, around the cuff, where the suit would slide underneath that within the race suit. There's also the TRQ Race In that does that as well. That's a step down that doesn't have some of the metallic hard parts. The other change you're going to notice, besides just the styling, and remember it comes in 3 colors that you see here, is that on the back of this boot, they've made it a little bit more profile, so it's a little easier to get into the leg on that suit. So there's no longer leather on the back covering any elements of this D-stone fabric, which is a very beefy textile. It's a woven textile that does have stretch to it. So again, without having that leather coating on it, it's going to be more low profile. It's also going to be a bit more flexible and comfortable. And you can notice it's one of the boots, and I like this. I have a few pair of Dainese race boots. The rear entry and exit, in my opinion, is a nice touch. Now, a quick note on fitment. The fitment hasn't changed. I don't think that the Dainese boots really do anything that's not well suited for the American market and a particularly wider foot, while they're not wearing on the triple E side of things. Keep that in mind. So it's a European size chart. I wear about a 9.5 in a pair of Nikes. I'm a size 43 in Dainese boots pretty much across the boards. And keep in mind, if you're not sure about sizing, we do ship for free and return is super painless, with no restock fees. I'd also love to hear your comments and questions on the Dainese Torque RS In at RevZilla.com. Leave them to us on our YouTube channel. Click here to subscribe. Now, looking at some of the other key features and nuances in a boot that is really an extrapolation of its predecessor. Lorica upper, that's a synthetic leather. There are no imperfections. It's very lightweight. You're going to see here on the Torque RS In, metallic replaceable sliders on the toe laterally. Moving to the back, you see metallic heel slider. You see it built in within the ankle cockpit here, as well as part of that big counter on the back. And then rotating to the medial side, again, another big point of a raised point that's going to offer you some ability for impact protection and slide, but looking at the 3 points of connection with your bike on the inside of this boot. You have a different durometer and almost tackiness to this to give you some tactile response on the fairings on your bike, both on the arch, on the heel, as well as up around the malleolus on the inside. Again, it's a fully protective boot that does have a hinge built into it to limit range of motion to guard against hyperextension and hyperflexion. Moving back to the outside, you can see it's fully molded. Again, this is something that Dainese has built for this boot and carried through a lot of DNA in their other boots, like the Dyno line. You see it in the TRQ line of things. This is a fully injection molded TPU piece that starts on the outside, wraps all the way around the heel, and then also moves all the way up to the front of the shin. You can see that big patch of Velcro. And remember, as I mentioned, most Dainese race suits, Laguna Seca Pro, the Avro series, the Trickster series, they're all going to have that option to be suit to boot connected, as Dainese calls it. Watch those videos if you're not sure about the suit that you are picking up and you have the option to do this. And really, like I did mention, it started with Valentino Rossi, who wanted to create that seamless internal fit, and he wears that on the Axial Pros as well. Looking at the inside of the boot, you're going to see that you have your shift panel here with that classic Dainese racing design, accordion stretch panel up the instep here for flexibility, and then moving to the bottom, it is the D-Tech sole, which is a very stiff race sole. But my favorite thing about the Dainese boots is when you do a track day or you're racing with them, or even aggressively riding on your sport bikes, right out of the box, they break in really quickly if almost they don't even need it. There's a lot of tactile response that comes from this particular sole. I do find that Dainese puts together a solid race sole that offers a great amount of feedback right out of the box. I find that they've found a great balance to that. Now, looking towards the back, the interior really hasn't changed much for 2013. It's a non-removable inner booty with the jersey mesh lining that's going to allow it to wick sweat away from your foot. get that out towards the edge, allow your foot to breathe. Remember, riding in spirited conditions or on the track is all about focus. So what you don't want to do is have a boot that either doesn't fit or is getting your feet really nasty and sweaty. What you want is a boot that's going to suck that sweat away, pull it out through the pores of the boot, allow it to breathe. And if I pull this down, you're going to see it is a speed lace system, just like the Axial Pro. It's not using a carbon fiber inner booty. It's non-removable booty, but you can see that it is a full booty that comes around that, again, offers that additional level of support. The next step in your quest as you decide whether the Torque RS In is the right boot for you is to read customer reviews. Click here to visit the product page at RevZilla.com and read what other riders are saying. And you should also take a step backwards and look at the Torque, or the TRQ, actually the Torque Pro In, which was the predecessor. Read those reviews as well, because like I said, it's a very similar boot moving into 2013. Remember, we're going to ship for free, and you can always give a Gear Geek a shout. We are one of the largest Dainese dealers in the world, largest in North America, certainly. See us at RevZilla.com, 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown of the Dainese Torque RS In boot. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.